In response to the Flint, Michigan water crisis, Governor Charlie Baker's administration announced a $2 million grant to help Massachusetts public schools test their water supplies for lead. Tests of Arlington High School found elevated lead levels in 5 of the 28 fixtures tested.
The situation is that we had five fixtures that had actionable levels, so if you're over 15 parts per billion, and some were just a little bit over, and then there was one sink that was considerably over.
The school has taken steps to remove the fixtures. They've already been removed, and they're going to be replaced with new fixtures, and until they're tested again, there's going to be no longer any use of those fixtures.
Unlike in Flint, the problem does not lie in the water supply itself. Aging pipes are the culprit here. Officials are confident this is the case based on the test results. While elevated lead levels appeared 5 times on the first draw, after water had been sitting for several hours, levels dropped dramatically to well below acceptable levels after a 30-second flush of the tap.
First of all, the water is fine. It's coming into people's homes. What's the issue is, what the age of the pipes are and what condition they're in.
The state testing program is voluntary, and as of now, about half of Massachusetts' public schools have opted in. Across the state, over 100 public school buildings have tested positive for elevated levels of lead at least once. Now, here in Arlington, AHS was the first school to test positive. Earlier on, the elementary schools and the Ottoson were all tested and came back negative for elevated lead levels. Tests in the town will continue to ensure that this isn't a more widespread problem, but Superintendent Bodie and Health and Human Services personnel all stress that this was a relatively isolated incident and has since been contained.
We feel that there's very, very low risk for parents to be concerned.
Officials stress that by all measures, the Arlington water supply is safe. If you do have concerns at home, Health and Human Services offers these tips.
You can actually contact the Department of Public Works. They have a division over there that will actually do some testing at your faucet for you. But in the meantime, if you did have a concern, one of the key things that you can do is run the water. Typically, if it's a fixture that's been sitting overnight for several hours, simply running it for a good 30 seconds typically will flush out the lead.
For Arlington Public News, I'm Zach Merchant.